Hello folks and welcome back to Medieval Total War. I am Conostep and this is going to be part 30 of my early campaign where I'm playing as Aragon. And things have finally taken a turnaround since I've cleared my debt and I'm finally starting to make some money here. With sitting at almost 7,000 in profit per year, which is pretty nice, and my treasury is already up to 23,000. And that's with me building constantly and training up and retraining soldiers constantly. So I'm still making some decent money here. And that feels really, really good. So I've secured Sicily, and then I'm still hanging on to Antioch. It's getting to the point where I would really like to have more soldiers in Antioch, but I have to say that having the French be my neighbors down here in Antioch and kind of just they're giving the Egyptians a bit of trouble down here, and that's helping me out quite a bit by keeping the Egyptians busy, so that the Egyptians don't try to declare war against me, and then I'm stuck not trading with them again. So yeah, the French are giving the Egyptians a bit of trouble. The Byzantines as well are fighting against the Egyptians. I mean, they're not doing great, but like they're still providing a presence. And I don't think the Egyptians are fighting the Mongols right now. I think that they're actually at peace. Yeah, the Egyptians are just fighting the Byzantines and the French, but that's enough for now. That really is. And the French, on the other hand, they do have a crusade coming down. Like where was that crusade? They had one coming down. I know there's this one, and this one is on the way to Tunisia, so they're almost there. So that crusade is going to succeed. But then they had... Is it coming down all the way through this way, is it? Yeah, I think I lost track of it, actually. I think it's going this way, and then it's coming down through here to take Armenia or Edessa, I believe, actually. So that's a curious thing. I don't know if that crusade is going to make it or not. I don't know if the Mongols are going to let their crusade go through their territory. I don't know if that's an option, actually. So that's going to be curious. I wouldn't be surprised if that crusade failed, and that would leave the French king, who was actually completely isolated from the rest of his domain. So even though his influence is pretty solid, sitting at like 5 influence, you think that's pretty good, and it is, but like he's isolated from the rest of his domain, and his domain is actually having some issues with some rebellions. Pretty small overall, but like, there's a sizable rebellion here of just like peasants, but they're taking Northumbria. I'm not sure if they've lost Scotland yet. They may have. And, things like Friesland and Pomerania, that's a sizable rebellion as well. So, and I think the Swiss, did the Swiss come here? Are these the Swiss? No, this is like a peasant rebellion. Okay, but still decent. The Germans are still in existence. The Italians are still here, but barely. But there has been a faction reemergence from the Danes and then also the Novgorods, which I don't have eyes on yet. I'm sending a priest up here to go check it out. I want eyes on. I want to see what's going on. So the French, even though they have a big domain, and even though they are pushing and, taking territories and, completing crusades, you'd think it's all going well. And it is. Like, the French are surprisingly, like, having issues at home, but still pushing out and expanding. So it's kind of interesting. But overall, I'd say that they're too busy to worry about me, and that's good because that allows me to keep focusing on building up my economy and my military, because I need to really build my military back up. I have a long ways to go. I really do. I need to get my armies in order here. So I am building things and then retraining things in every single province right now. In every province, going for boats in I think 2 provinces. Let's see, boats in Valencia and Granada. And then some royal knights here in Cordoba, some bishops for some more map presence and more, side-on provinces. And yeah, a few bishops here, and then units here in Navarre and Aragon. And then also Sicily as well can train some decent units. Antioch is the only place that's not training units. The only units that I could train here are Tokopoles, which is a decent skirmish cav, but I don't need skirmish cav in Antioch. I already have plenty of skirmish cav. I have plenty of Tokopoles, honestly, but I could use infantry. Yes, that's what I could use. But I think I'm going to try to hold off for now. I know it's risky, but like I have enough forces here, and I feel like everyone around me is kind of too busy dealing with themselves and ignoring me, which is how I want to keep it. So let's just try to hope that that's going to, stay the same in regards to all that. So yeah, that's, overall, I'm feeling pretty good about the way that things are going here. So hopefully people just keep forgetting about me and I can go about my own business. Because eventually I will have to use my newfound technology to push out and make my presence known again. Because I can't just sit here and build up forever. I need to make this fast. I really have to make this as fast as possible. Because I do want to take these island territories. I want to take Sardinia, Corsica. Sardinia would be a great target just because this has gone rebel. Gosh, should I take it now? It's just a unit of Italian spearmen or infantry. It's a good unit. It really is. But it's just one unit. I should take that. I should buy that. Should I just buy that? How much would it cost for me to buy this? Are you doing something? Yes, you are doing something. You were going to talk to a French princess. How about, what if I had you do this instead? How much would it cost? 2,000 florins. I have the money. I wouldn't be making a lot of money because Sardinia, for some reason, doesn't make a ton of money. And that's with a silver mine complex and a salt mine complex and an 80% improved farmland. And it's still only making 368. Jesus. But I don't know how much acumen. Is it you? Are you the governor? Yeah, you're the governor. But he only has one acumen, so I could improve that with a better governor. But still, I think the idea with Sardinia would be that, well, two things. It can help lower the upkeep for some of my boats, I think. That would be one idea. Like, yeah, I could bring this guy down to 12, I think. Yeah, him as well. So I think I could lower the upkeep for some of my navies by having them closer to a friendly port. That's one reason to take Sardinia, and then also just give me another place to build. It would give me another option for, you know, building units at some point. Gosh, I'd say at some point. There's no castle here, so I'd have to build like, Jesus, that would be a grind. Goddamn. Gosh, is it worth it? Is it worth the 2,000 florins just to take Sardinia? I kind of want to. But I also don't want that to push me into conflict with the Italians, just because the Italians still have some boats in the water. Not much. Is it just those two boats? And what are they? Galleys? So we have a galley, and then we have a fire galley. Okay, so that's their third tier boat. And it's a 2-star admiral as well. Yeah, I don't want to fight the Italian Navy. Even though it might just be those two boats, honestly. Like, I shouldn't be too worried about them, but then what do they have here? It's not the worst army. There's some units here that are kind of dicey. The Italian infantry are solid. It's a damaged unit of halberdiers, but still. Vivi's crossbows, like... Yeah, if I just, like, bought this Sardinian unit here, and then the Italians decided that they wanted to attack me, like, they wouldn't though, would they? Like, they're in trouble. Like, they really need all of their units on hand to deal with the papacy. You would think that if they wanted Sardinia, they would have taken it already. Maybe. How about I hold off on that for now? It would be nice to have the extra province just to train stuff and build stuff. But considering that there's no castles there and how long it would take just to build up, you know, enough castles just to be able to train something that's useful, I don't know if that's really worth it, to be honest. Despite the fact that the French are doing, you know, decently, and also, you know, they are dealing with some rebellions back home, though, and I do want to make sure that I stay vigilant with my inquisitors. It can be tempting to kind of, you know, forget about it, and I need to remind myself to stay vigilant, because I really should, you know, continue to use them. There are not too many targets at this point for taking out, taking the dread off of the governors. There just isn't too many governors with dread, but anytime I find one, I am going after them. Like this guy, for instance, is the governor, the voivod, I'm assuming that means governor, of Silesia. And he is providing 2 dread, so I believe I have this. I believe he's going after... Oh, no, he's not. Okay, you need to go after this dude. Yeah, I don't expect he'll kill him, but I expect he'll put the fear of God in him, and that should get rid of some of his dread. And if we look at Silesia, they're at 94% loyalty, so taking 2 dread off of that can really, you know, cause another rebellion there. And then in addition to that, I need to remind myself to just, okay, like that's one way to use Inquisitors, right? I can raise the zeal in provinces or provinces where eventually I will lower the zeal, and maybe that will cause a little bit of a dissonance between a low zeal province with a high piety governor. Maybe that's one way to use the Inquisitors, and also taking dread off of governors is a good way. But also just kind of the old-fashioned way of using Inquisitors to kill, you know, governors and generals and stuff. And of course, the good targets are going to be generals with at least 1 command star and then low piety. And I thought I found one over here. So he's a 3-star general, 0 piety. And even though he's providing 0 dread to the Franconia, which is the province where he's the Duke of, he's providing 9 acumen. So just getting rid of him can also, you know, help out. So I find my nearby Inquisitor. Let's go on over here. What are your chances of killing him? 0? Really? Of the guy with 0 piety? What's going on? What am I missing here? What's the deal? Maybe I don't want to kill him because he has a retreat often is bad. -1 loyalty and -4 morale. Jesus. Yeah, maybe I keep him alive because any army that he leads is not going to be doing well. Yeah, he is, so atheist, he has been exposed as a non-believer in a world ruled by the devout and faithful. It will be hard for him to survive. -8 piety, so you'd think that he'd be killable. Interesting. Okay, so this is weird. So he's getting the +3 morale because he was captured, but then the -4 morale. So it still factors out to -1 morale, I guess. And he's giving a bonus to agriculture as well for being a steward. And he's also giving the +10 happiness. So even though he doesn't have dread, he is giving +10 happiness from the Magnificent Builder. And another +10 happiness from stewards. That's +20 happiness that I can get rid of from Franconia. I still think it's worth killing, but why? So why was my... Did I click on the wrong guy? It's going to be you. Why is there no chance of killing him? I'm a little bit confused. What if I try a higher... So this guy is 5 valor, I guess you could say. So what are your chances? 0 chances. 0 chances of... Oh, I'm missing something. He's not a family member. He's not a king. He's not the heir. I don't know why he's impossible to kill. You'd think that, like, the clergy would want him dead with 0 piety. He's an atheist. Come on. I'm missing something. I don't know if I'm clicking on the wrong unit here or what, but... Because for you, it's 0% chance. And then... Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. Okay, so there's another example down here. 1-star general, so not as much of an impact, but low piety. What would be the chances of killing him? 53% chance. This man has 3 piety. And there's a 53% chance of killing a 1-star general. Is it... What am I missing? What am I doing wrong here? I'm missing something. Oh, it's because I have a bishop. They don't work. It doesn't... Right. Oh my god. Jesus. So I do that. Move him. Put him back. It's gonna change. As soon as... So they're still factoring in the fact that there's a bishop in this province. Jesus Christ. Okay, that's what it is. That's definitely what it is. So... I'll have you... Yeah, you're doing that. I told you to go do that, right? Yeah, you do that. So by the time you get there, your chances will not be 0. It'll be higher. And if not, I can send my 5-star as well. That's what that is. Okay. That should take care of that. And other than that, though, yeah, let's just keep on cracking along here. This is what I like to see. The Danes marching south, taking on the French. They've already taken back Denmark, and now they just went straight on to Saxony as well. Yeah, that's going to cause some problems for the French. I love to see it. Love to see it. And speaking of problems for the French, we have a little rebellion here in Switzerland, but it is not an emergence of the Swiss faction. Not quite yet, it appears. And yes, there's another rebellion here in Wessex. And then a succession. So the Almohad Khalifa has been captured and executed, and his heir is taken over. So there's that. One of my generals has died of old age. Tavern completed. So now I can finally train up some assassins here. It's about time. And then, yeah, Don Roger de Loria. This is my historical general here in Sicily. He's a strange, unfortunately. So -1 morale and then -10 happiness. Okay, not ideal. Really not ideal. But then he's a believer, so +1 piety. So he has that going for him. Oh dear, that's too bad. He's a 4-star general, so I don't want to be giving him... I don't want him to be giving, you know, any morale debuffs to the army that he's leading. And yeah, so we have scored 10 points off of Homelands. I believe we have another 2 off of Conquest. Which feels good. Yeah, that does feel good. So that's 10 total of 12 points that we just scored. But then, yeah, France is just taking off, aren't they? They're going to have to be dealt with at some point. And by dealt with, I mean... like actually murdered. I might need to like assassinate them or something. Yeah, I'm not there yet. I don't know. I don't want them to get too far ahead, but they might be a faction that I have to actually go in and kill because they are... That's starting to get a little bit out of hand for sure, you know? Like, will I catch up with the Almohads? Sure, yeah. The fact that they're still getting 6 points is kind of ridiculous, but yeah, I'll catch up with them. The Byzantines? Yeah, they're only scoring 3 points. I'll totally catch up with them. Danes, they're just coming back, so I'm not worried about them. The Egyptians? I don't know. The Egyptians definitely have some forces, but just looking on the map, like, it's just really scattered, isn't it? Like, they have so much to deal with. But they are making points, you know? They're making more points than me, so... yeah, they might have to be dealt with as well. The French and the Egyptians might be the 2 guys I have to go after. Because the Germans seem like they're pretty well held down right now, and the Italians also are probably going to be eliminated pretty soon. So that does leave the Egyptians and the French, and it's going to be a question of, you know, what order do I take them on in? I mean, down here, it does really seem like the Egyptians are dealing with a lot. You know, they're dealing with the French, they're dealing with the Byzantines. The Mongols are still here, although I don't think they're fighting yet, still. Nope, they're not. Yeah, they're not fighting me or the Mongols, but we're here, you know, we're in their territory. And how is their Sultan doing? Yeah, he has 4 influence, so that's not really in the danger zone yet, but I feel like they could lose some stuff, and I feel like that could be at the expense of the French, and I think they just succeeded in taking another... I think they just completed their crusade here in Tunisia. I need to get spies. I need more of a presence with my bishops. Like, I don't have any information down here, so... how about I send this bishop down here to spy on North Africa? Yeah, I hate not having eyes everywhere. It just feels so good to have agents in every province so I can see what's happening everywhere I go. Oh yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is the comeback right here. Homeland's making 5 points off of Aragon, Valencia, and Sicily. And guess what? I just happen to have already taken Sicily. Oh man, that feels good. Yes. That's going to be 15 points right there, plus another 2, so that's 17 total. I will be making in the year 1300, so another 24 turns from now. Oh man, that feels good. That is going to be a great way to really close the gap between... well, maybe not between me and the French, because they're still going to have to be dealt with. They have a lot of points. But I will be making more, 8, 9, 10, 11, so I'll be making more than the Egyptians. I could catch up with them over time based on, you know, the points I'm making. So yeah, I could close the gap with them, and they still could be getting, you know, receiving trouble from the French, and they might end up losing more points as they lose more territory. So we'll see if that happens. I mean, the French have taken, like they took Cyrenaica, and then they moved on to Tunisia, but then they came back for Cyrenaica. So there's still a presence down here of a French force, you know, bordering Egypt. So let's send my bishop over here. I want to go, you know, check out Tunisia, see what's going on. And yeah, there will be a day of reckoning someday between me and the French, but you know what? For the time being, I'm okay making 15 points off of homelands. That feels pretty gosh darn good. You know what? At this point, I think I do want to buy this Italian mercenary and take Sardinia. I just don't think the Italians are going to go for it. They could still attack, but man, they're having a really tough time here. I mean, they're just down to not much here in province. And yeah, like they could maybe even, they do have an heir here in Corsica. He only has 1 loyalty though. I wonder if this would go rebel, actually. Oh, there's 2 heirs here, never mind. Still, I do, yeah, let's go buy it. So how much would it cost again? 2,172 florins? Yeah, but you know what? I got 40 grand in the bank now, and if you think I'm feeling rich, yeah, I am. I'm feeling pretty rich. So let's get it. Let's get Sardinia, and I can start working. I'll build it up slowly over time. And by buying him, that means that I'm not going to end up. There's not going to be a battle, so nothing's going to get destroyed. I will keep these salt and silver mine complexes. I'll keep the 80% farmland improvement. And that's going to feel pretty good. So I can just go right to work with building a fort. And yeah, just going from there. Like maybe I can build a port of it. Or no, there's already a port here. Yeah, there's a lot here. There's just no castle. I just got a castle in Sardinia. But just having it with that port will be taking off some of the upkeep from my nearby boats. So that's, you know, by itself will be helping out a bit. Ah, bummer. So my emissary was not able to bribe this guy. The general was too loyal and was unable to be persuaded. Huh, that's interesting. You would think that a rebel would be, I mean, what are they loyal to, you know? I think... Let's see, so I did, yeah, a little inquisition going on here in Austria. Improved farmland here in Valencia. Merchants guilds finished here in Sicily. And same thing here in Portugal. Castle defenses are finished here in Navarre, and then Royal Court is completed in Leon. I wonder, does that mean I can finally train feudal knights now? I'm not sure. Dockyard is finished here in Cordoba. And another Merchants Guild is finished here in Castile. I'm just going to make even more money. Some more castle defenses are finished here in Aragon. Man, just had all my buildings got finished all at once. So now the Egyptians want to be my allies, which would mean that my alliance with the Byzantines and the French would go null and void. I don't want that to happen. I'd rather stay allied with the Byzantines and the French than the Egyptians. So I'm not going to accept that. Okay, the Italians, same thing. He's at war with the papacy and the French, and those are both my allies. So I'm going to turn you down. Let's see, my king is a gilder. He's a builder, so plus 10 happiness for him. And what's my income sitting at right now? Yeah, making 11,000. Nice. Oh man, that feels good. That feels so good. I feel like there was something I was talking about and I just forgot, but you know what? It's going to come to me. I'm sure it will. Well, just like that, the Danes are gone again. Well, that's really too bad. They had just come back from a faction reemergence, and then the king dies from an illness and he has no heirs. Oh man, that is just too gosh darn sad. They were getting pushed back anyway, so they had lost Saxony and Denmark to the French just as soon as they had taken it from them, so yeah, they weren't doing too great. It looks like the Novgorods are actually not really taking any provinces off the French either. Man, how are the French just fighting everyone and doing so well? Pretty crazy. So yeah, income halved in Cordoba. That's a little unfortunate. That is one of my richer provinces. And let's see, Don Roger de Loria, you're down to, yeah, +1 acumen. Okay, I'll take it. Often drunk. Looks like not a really important person, so that's fine. And anything else? It's, nope, nothing too important there. That is all good. So, yeah, the poor Danes, goddamn, that sucks. At least Sweden still is in rebel control and not the French, but I'm sure the French will take it back eventually. And yeah, the Novgorods are still just hanging on to Novgorod and Finland. They're not really doing anything, I guess. I don't know anything about Smolensk yet. And it looks like the crusade is going to be running out of steam. Yeah, so the Mongols aren't letting it pass, and Well, Mongols, or maybe they're attacking. Yeah, it looks like they're probably attacking Khazar. It does border. Chernigov? Yeah, Chernigov. Yep, they couldn't even get past the first province, and that's fine. You know what? I'll take it. That causes issues for the French. That's fine with me. Man, he has a ton of influence, though. 8 influence is pretty crazy. So yeah, is he? How old is he? Yeah, he's still at a pretty young age, 34 years old. So he's gonna be around for a while. Oh yes, and now he's proven himself. He's a man of principle. This leader of this Italian infantrymen is now gonna have a 50% increase to cost of bribe. Yeah, gosh darn. I don't really want to pay that. How much would it be? 3,258. Yeah, that's. Ugh, man, I don't think I really want to pay that, to be honest. I mean, it's a good unit. I get the unit too. Like, that's the thing, right? Like, I get a unit of Italian infantrymen. I get a 2-star general who's, you know, that's not nothing, right? So, I could do it again. Or I could just take it. I could just kill them and take Sardinia. That's always an option. That certainly is an option. Now, this is a development that's a little bit unexpected. The fact that the Almohads have amassed their forces in Morocco instead of going after the French is a little interesting. It makes it look like they're going to try to retreat from the French through me. And based on the forces that I have guarding Granada and Cordoba, well, I mean, if they 2v1 to me in either of these provinces, they very well might be able to accomplish that. You see, they do have a lot of peasants. They really do. So maybe I shouldn't be worried, but you know, if they 2v1 me, they can probably get something done. However, if they attack together, it'd be unfortunate for them. Their Khalifa only has a 1-star. He's only a 1-star general, but he would still lead the army over this 4-star general, Ibrahim al-Qaid. No principles, so he'd be cheaper to bribe. Ooh, he's also eager to retreat. -2 morale. Okay. Interesting. So I guess in either case, like, they wouldn't be that bad. Maybe I could beat them with just one of my stacks. These aren't good stacks, though. There's not much of a front line here. These have not been attended to in a long, long time. Since the beginning of the campaign, I've had some of these mercenary units from like the very, very beginning, so they need some attention for sure. And I have been attending to my armies up here at my northern border, but it's probably time for me to swing down south because I do not want these armies retreating from the French through me, you know, looking for brighter pastures. And I do not want them to repeat the Almohad conquest where they tried to save the Muslim taifas from the Christians. I do not want that to happen. I want them to stay here in Morocco and kind of live their best lives. So that's going to be the goal here. Other than that, though, things are looking pretty smooth. If they want to leave me alone for a few turns, I will have time to build these horses back up, and I'll feel a little better about that. So let's see if they actually give me that time. Prince Pedro has now come of age, and he should be the next in line now. I believe my other heir was my brother, and then this should be the actual son. Banking houses. Usury or lending money for profit is often considered a sin, but the rise of moneyed families who are prepared to lend to merchants look after those same merchants' surplus cash, and even transfer money between branches of the family in different provinces is a vital advance for trade. I don't think that has anything to do with the campaign. I think it's just a little bit of information there, so. Prince Pedro, what do you got? Pride? Okay, so -2 command, -2 acumen, but +3 valor. Jesus Christ. So he's going to be my next in line, right? He's going to be my next king, and he is a 0-star general. 4 loyalty. Okay, that's something. And 1 acumen, 1 piety. Oh, Jesus. He's awful. He is awful, and I'm pretty sure he's the next in line, right? Yes, he is. Ooh, ouch. That's a little painful. Well, let's put him here. I mean, 4 loyalty is enough to put him on his own. He doesn't have to be babysat by his dad. Or, yeah, his dad. Let's put him in Devar, just so they don't, you know, can't take out both family members in the same same fight. And yes, let's just keep like bolstering my forces here in Cordoba and Granada now. I don't know if the Almohads would attack me. They did just send an emissary to talk to me, and I turned them down because I didn't want to upset the French. So yeah, it's hard to say, but I'm going to bring up these chivalric men-at-arms. This is my good second-tier swordsman, so it's going to be nice to have these guys available. I mean, they're not totally like necessary against the Almohads. Well, you know, I say that, but like the Almohads do have a ton of peasants. Like these units with light armor will just get munched by chivalric men-at-arms. So there is that, right? They can beat pretty much anything here that's on foot. Nubian spearmen, peasants, archers, arbalesters, militia sergeants. So yeah, maybe having them here is not a bad idea, because they can probably beat pretty much anything. It's just the heavy cav that I'm more worried about, because heavy cav can smash through swordsmen, even second tier swordsmen. Oh wow, my king just died. Just in time, wow. Because that's a little bit concerning, because his son just came of age last turn. And I didn't think my king was that old. I thought he was like 51 or 52 or something. So yeah, if he had died and then his elder brother, who was just a few years younger than him, you know, became the new king, that would have been not good. So thank God my his son came of age. So yes, looks like we have some bandits here in Northumbria, and yeah, the French are still dealing with some issues, you know. Being estranged from their king is a little bit tough on them, but you know what, they're kind of holding their own okay. Bell Foundry is completed, so my first artillery building's finished here in Valencia. That is going to allow me to build the bombards, I believe. And then the church is finished here in Sicily, even though this is not the ideal training location for my soldiers, just because there's no metalsmiths here. Or there's no iron, so I can't build any metalsmiths. Still, just the fact that this is the province that I can train my most advanced soldiers right now, I may as well build a church so I can get that +1 morale for my soldiers that are trained here in Sicily. And then armor is finished here in Leon. Yep, just my tier 1, my first armor is finally finished here in Leon. And this is the province that I'm trying to get going with my knights eventually. So I need to build this, and then I need to start working on the second tier armor. And then I think I need to build one more court building before I can train feudal knights. So I'm still 2 more buildings away before I can train feudal knights. Yeah, I'm behind. Brothel's finished here in Granada, so I can finally train spies as well. Finally, like, I think this is my first time I can finally build train spies in this campaign. Oh, and perfect. So my new king actually has gotten married to one of the Italian princesses, and that's wonderful. I did send my emissary last turn to immediately start looking for a bride, and the first one accepted, so that's perfect, because he needs to start having sons, like, pronto, so we can get the next in line all ready to go. So, what do we got here? Loyal, always drunk, approachable, honest, okie doke. And yeah, man, this is my new king. Man, 2 influence, that's not good. Jesus. Oh, God, 2 influence is not good. I should probably check the loyalty of a few of my generals to make sure that that's not going to cause a problem. That's very low. That's concerningly low. Maybe I should send a... Maybe I should send a crusade just so I can raise his influence. That's not the worst idea. So I'm no longer at war with the Almohads. I don't want to go to war with the Egyptians. Like, hell no. Is there another target? Is there any Christian faction that's... See, the French are not excommunicated, which is unfortunate. Is there anyone else? The Italians are. I could send a crusade after the Italians just because they are excommunicated. God, that's just so sad, but like... I should do it. I really should, just to raise this guy's influence. Like, that's kind of scary. If I look at his generals, like, what are we looking at? 4 loyalty. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. So far, I'm seeing generals with, like, decent loyalty. Yeah, that's okay. What about down here? Yep, that's fine. And over here as well. Yeah, gosh, it doesn't look like it's an emergency, does it? As long as the general that's leading that province, well, like the highest stars in that province, has decent loyalty, then I think that's fine. Actually, no, it's not, because there can be civil wars where, in fact, stacks within a province can turn against the other stacks. We've seen that with the AI all the time, so it's not necessarily the general with the highest stars of that province will command everyone. It's each individual stack, so I still think, though, that civil wars do require another family member that has low loyalty, though, right? Isn't that the case? Yeah, I'm not totally positive. I know that I will get a message saying that I have generals with low loyalty, so if that becomes an issue, the game should tell me before civil war happens. So I should have a chance to like fix things. Still, like, to get ahead of myself, maybe I should get a crusade going and go after Corsica. What would it take? So, what do they have? Basically like a unit and a half of Royal Knights, essentially, kind of. So that's kind of meaty, for sure. What does this general have? 3 command, plus 5 health, so that's something. And Italian infantry is good. Militia sergeants are okay. Beat up halberdiers. And then Genoese sailors. It's a good archery unit. And then I beat up feudal men-at-arms. Pavius crossbows. Like, they have some okay units, but it is pretty beat up, isn't it? And okay, so there is another unit of Royal Knights as well. Another 17-man unit of Royal Knights. And another 75-man unit of Italian infantry. So, yeah, that's not nothing. And this guy's giving... So he's a natural leader, so this guy's going to give +2 morale. Yeah. +3 morale, damn. And that's probably going to stack. That's probably going to be +5 altogether. But then he retreats often, so -4 morale. Okay. Okay, so it's going to be +1 morale overall, in addition to the fact that he's a 3-star general. Because I don't think this guy's going to lead. I would assume... Who has the most valor? So he has valor of 1, and then he has valor of 6. So he's definitely going to be the general of this army. General Orsini. Yeah, I think that's going to be the call. Damn, so if I go to war with the Italians, what am I losing here? I need to make sure that I bring more boats into these 2 regions, the Gulf of Lions and the Ligurian Sea, so that I can sink these boats. And, yeah, it means that I wouldn't be able to trade with Provence, but that's the only other Italian, province that I really care about. I just want to take Corsica, Sardinia, Malta, these other islands. Those are the only provinces that I really care about taking, so... So I would be going to war against the Italians eventually, that's the thing. Yeah. Gosh, it just doesn't seem like a priority right now. I feel like I still need more boats, and I don't want to rush into another crusade that just bankrupts me. Like, I don't think that's what would happen here, but I don't know. I'm worried that just feels like focusing on the wrong person, doesn't it? Like, the French look powerful, and I just feel like I need more boats in the water. I feel like I need more soldiers down here to protect against a possible Almohad invasion. Yeah, the timing doesn't feel right, so unless I get that message saying, like, this is a problem, and I really need to fix this. It does look like a problem, though, just looking at it. Well, you have a voice in the world, it is small and seldom heard. Steps must be taken to make other countries sit up and take notice. That usually means attacking someone. Damn. How about this for an idea? I can start training the crusade or building the crusade marker now, And then if I need it, it will be available to me. If I change my mind and I decide I want to start a crusade against Corsica, then I'll be there. The only risk, really, of course, is that if someone invades Lyon by sea, I'm looking at you, France, they can take out the crusade marker, they can destroy my chapter house, and that would be a guaranteed civil war based on this man's influence. So there's definitely a risk involved, for sure. Yeah. Yes, there is, but in the turns that it's going to take to build that crusade marker, possibly I can try to get some forces together that I feel comfortable with taking, to war here to Corsica. And yeah, I guess I could launch the crusade and see what units come with it, and possibly I can gain more units. I don't know what the route would be. I don't know, like, would it allow me to march through a few territories before I make the jump? Like, what? Ooh, yeah, like, what would it... Would it force me to take out province first? Would it force me to go like through here and then province and then use the province port to take out Corsica? Like basically that crusade would be forcing me to take out the Italians. Oh dear. I don't really want to take out another opposite, like they've been a thorn in the side of the French for a very long time and I don't want to help out the French. But maybe what I do is actually just use my navy and actually just invade Corsica by sea. That might be the better option. So I wouldn't be sucking any troops up from the French forces or the Italian forces or anything like that. I'd just be going right in and taking the crusade objective just for that extra influence for my king. That would be the play there. So yeah, let's just kind of keep going forward and see what kind of happens here. Now my younger brother has come of age, so let's see how he is. Okay, Prince Enrique, he's a drinker, so Jesus. But he has 2 commands, so he's already better than his older brother. And he is a great warrior, so he has +5 health as well. Okay. Anything else worth taking a look at here? Yikes, yeah, Prince Enrique, 2 loyalty. Okay, well, he's going to be hanging out with his older brother the entire time. 2 command, yeah. Yeesh, we got some family troubles going on here. Oh gosh. Yeah, 2 influence, you know what? I might have to go in here and take out Corsica. That might be the play. Yeah, and this is the new king. Is he the guy? Okay, so he was the other one. He was the one that's not as good. This is the good one. So yeah, the king is probably... I wonder if he's going to stay in Corsica or if he's going to go back to province. That would be interesting. Because if he stays here and then I kill him, is there anyone else left, or would I just be getting rid of the Italians anyway? No, there's other heirs here. Okay. Yeah, they have 4 or 5 other heirs. So taking out Corsica would not just eliminate the Italians. They would still be here in province. I've just had a ship sunk in a storm here in the Straits of Sicily, and that's all it took for my income to go from 10,000 down to 277. Oh my god. Oh man. That is ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Okay, so I need to fix that right away. So let's bring over this caravel. You go here, and then this caravel goes here. And that should fix that by next turn. But yeah, that's too bad because that was a ship that I was hoping to have available for this. Looks like, okay, interesting. Looks like the Italians have brought both of their boats over to the Ligurian Sea. So let's kind of shadow them here and bring a boat over. And yeah, I at least want 1 more boat for that, if not 2 more boats to kind of help out with this. I could always just bring the other boats from the neighboring provinces to help out as well. Like, he can help out, he can help out, he can help out. They can all help out for a turn and then go back to their stations. That is totally an option. Just to make sure that this goes as clean as possible. Because yeah, that is what I'm thinking. And gosh, this is looking pretty decent. My treasury is already up to 86,000. And the Alma heads are posturing, but I'm not too worried about it now that I've had a little bit of a chance to sort of like, remake my armies here. But these armies in Granada and Cordoba still require a lot of work. And so do all my armies, really. But Eventually, this army over here in Antioch is going to require a little bit of TLC. They haven't received any yet. I just haven't had the chance, and so far I haven't really needed it because the French haven't given the Egyptians enough of a trouble down here, but I don't know. I think they ran out of steam. I think this little section, like their king's army here in Tripoli, I wouldn't be surprised if it just got ganged up on at some point. I wouldn't mind seeing that, you know, but at the same time, the fact that their king is here stuck in Tripoli is causing a lot of internal issues for the French. So even though they're doing externally, like they're doing well externally, internally they are having issues here or there. Like we have another rebel army here in Switzerland, and yeah, same in Wessex, Northumbria, Scotland, Sweden. You know, like they're dealing with some stuff. You know, Pomerania as well. They are dealing with some stuff, but they're also handling it. You know, like they're kind of doing okay. So yeah, the more problems they give the Egyptians, that's fine. That means that I don't have to give any attention to my Antioch army for the time being, hopefully. And that way, for now, I can focus more on. I have 2 turns left before this crusade mark is finished, and yeah, I could probably even like spare an army just from Aragon. I can put an army together, send over an army from Aragon, even an army from Navarre as well. They can swing on over and help my crusade succeed in its venture over here to Corsica. I can spare that, yeah, because the French only have a couple these armies here in Toulouse and Aquitaine. And, you know, they're okay, like, you know, some chivalric knights is nothing to, you know, that's a good unit for sure. Arbalesters as well, chivalric sergeants. It's decent, for sure, it's decent, but I think that my numbers and yeah, I don't think the French would start a war with me. I don't think they would. So I think I would have time to swing over, take Corsica, improve my king's influence, and then profit, because, yeah, that's probably going to be the play going forward. But you know what? That's all going to have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and thank you very much for watching. I've been Conestep, and this has been Medieval Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.